Hey, you wonderful weirdos. Thanks for swinging in. Hey, just wanted to share with you everything I picked up at GalaxyCon 2022. It was a fun con. It was fun. I got to meet up with Digger Jim, and we had lunch. Our wives met. Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of good places up there. Ate at Penny Lane, the Secret Sandwich Society. Spooky, spooky. And in Capitol Ale House. It's a good time. If you've never been to Richmond, I highly recommend it. There's some interesting areas there. Six major dealers were there. Everything else was kind of, as you saw in my walkthrough, it was everything else. But it was really cool, and the dealers were there to deal. Like they were working deals, and it was great. And I picked up some major grails. So let's jump through this. First, our more modern stuff. I wasn't sure if I had this. This is Incredible Hulk number 377, first appearance of Professor Hulk, right? So that was an easy score right up off the bat. Next, I picked up the Heckler number 1. If you don't know, this is a parody comic book, a parody superhero type of thing. It's fun, nostalgic, stupid fun. That's all it is, really. Let's see here. Picked up the Max number 1. I didn't read a whole lot of comic books in the 90s, so I wanted to get caught back up, and I know there's been a lot of talk about the Max, so I kind of wanted to get, kind of caught up on what it is and why it looks the way it does. So yeah, got a little bit of a glare, but all in all, and this is actually nice. There's no spine ticks, no nothing in it, and I picked up like $5. Well, I was like, sure. Let's see here. Steele. This is the first appearance of Commander Steele. What's his name? Hank Haywood, I think. It's DC, so you know the first and last name are the same letter. It was during that time frame. So, again, another little gimmicky comic. Who knows what will happen in the future? And again, another $5. It was pretty cool. I bundled a lot of this and worked a deal out, so I can't remember which dealer gave me what, except for the Golden and Silver Age, and we'll talk about those. Next, Teen Titans. This is an interesting book. This is number 48. This is the first appearance of Bumblebee in costume, right? She was previously in the comic book out of costume. So she's kind of credited to being the first DC black female superhero in costume, right? Because Nubia technically, but she wasn't in costume. Like that became a thing. Kind of went back and forth. It's also the first appearance of Delilah Dent. She becomes Harlequin in this one. So yeah, female Joker, Two-Face. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of an interesting issue. So those were just some pickups that I just picked up cheap. But then I really wanted to do some of my 80s hunt, right? I'm picking up nostalgic 80s type stuff. So started off with Beauty and the Beast, issue number 1. First appearance of Max Rocker and Alexander Flynn. He was supposedly the child of Doctor Doom, right? So that's the Doctor Doom thing you see on there. So that was pretty cool. Super cheap too. Next, wouldn't be the 80s without, oh yeah, himself, right? This is another interesting book. It was actually a giveaway promotional, even regardless of the 60 cent price on it. So that was kind of weird. I ended up paying $2 for it. Everything gets more and more expensive. Next, I thought I had this, and I may have it. This is Micronauts number 1, right? First team appearance, the whole 9 yards, right? Good 80s. Moving into 80s. Again, wouldn't be the 80s without a little Battlestar Galactica. This isn't the first volume well, it's issue number 1. But there was a pre-one that took like stills from the show in it. But this is their first comic book form with their own stories and everything. Next, Cops. Right? The jacked up cops running around shooting everybody. Fighting crime or whatever. All of them had like a different specialty. It was kind of cool. Next, Mask number 1. This I got this super cheap. Right? This was, what did I spend on this? $5. Right? So super happy about that. Next, this one's going to seem a little something people wouldn't expect me to get, but the Get Along Gang, who actually started off as greeting card characters, and then they kind of moved into a little cartoon there. Again, super clean copy, and another $5. Let's see here. Inhumanoids. This was a fun cartoon. Issue number 1. Animax. Issue number 1. Yeah, this is when they were doing that whole oversized animal. Everything had an animal theme to it. It was really cool. Okay, Grail time. Thundercats number 1. I had a copy of this before I was doing my 80s box, and I gave it to somebody for their birthday as a birthday gift. And then I was like, I started the 80 box, and I was like, now I gotta go get a Thundercats. So I was able to get this. I spent $50 on it. And no major spine takes to it. No pages are white in it. So yeah, super happy. Made sure I put that in a top loader the moment I bought it too. All right, y'all heard me say it, and I finally found one, and I'm super happy with the price. I spent $100. I spent $100, and I finally got a G.I. Joe number 1. Oh, G.I. Joe, great American hero. And since I picked up G.I. Joe number 1, it was a good time to fill up some of those runs too. So we picked up first appearance of Sergeant Slaughter and number 48. Number 76, this is the death of Serpentor. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Number 82, this isn't a key issue. I just really like this cover. This is really cool. And the 100th issue as well. Cobra Commander coming back. So super big haul there. Super excited about those. And then I got this other little stack over here of some other type collections that I carry. Mostly silver and golden age comic books. I got Submariner number 7, iconic cover, right? First appearance in here too. Actron, something like, he's a scientist in Atlanta. I figured with all the talk of Namor and the stuff with Wakanda, you know, something sciencey's gonna happen. Dude may make an appearance. I went ahead and grabbed it. Next, this iconic issue number 10. Right, first appearance of Corthron. Corthron. I'm gonna go with Corthron on that. Super cool, super clean too, super clean. Next, getting into my Golden Age stuff and some Silver Age stuff. Nancy and Slugo, issue 16. So I picked this up. This is interesting because issue 15, right before, it's not actually called Nancy and Slugo. It's actually called Comics on Parade. This is the first issue with their title, right? But they never changed the issuing sequence. So issue 16, Nancy and Slugo, technically their first self-title, I guess you can call it. So plus that's just a great cover. Super clean on that one too. Next, probably one of those little ones. I never see this in the wild, and I'm super happy to get this. But this is Spunky number 1. Right? I love that cover. Guy's like, I'm gonna play marbles. Kapow! Right? This is kind of a little lesser known. I think it was like a 7-issue run. 7 issues, about 1949. Same thing for Nancy and Slugo. Let's see here. Next, Silver Age book. Flash Gordon, number 1. First Silver Age appearance of Flash Gordon and his origin story in there as well. Again, that was another great little buy there. Cover's a little hard to see because everything's so small in it, but still a super cool book. Super. Again, another one as soon as I found it, boom, popped it right in there. Next, all right. So I bought this because my wife saw this cover. And she was like, "If I keep staring at this, I'm gonna cry." It is the saddest cover you could possibly think of, and it's Our Army at War, number 207. You know, firefights happening. The guy's starting to pray. You know, it's just, and then there's old Sergeant Rock. Fine, pray, but pick up your gun and help yourself. Just sad, just sad. So yeah, and it's a 6.5. Um, didn't really have any major faults other than its age. But I mean, it presents very well. And this was the only slab I buy. I don't normally buy slabs, but again, when I saw this and just seeing how it affected my wife, and then I looked at it, started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of sad. So yeah, we're gonna throw that into our uh, to the collection. All right, so biggest grail I picked up the entire time I was there. Um, Surprised to see it for the price that I saw it for. Um, Hawkman number one. I finally got a Hawkman number one. So I got my G.I. Joe Hawkman number one. Super happy to have this. This cost me. The guy wanted 154. I was like, I got 100. What do you want to do? Cash. And he sold it to me. So how did I get this so cheap? Everything's intact. The pages are slightly off-white, I would say, but there's some writing up there, and some kid tagged it, you know, that he owns it. So, you know, there's that, and that stuff doesn't really bother me. So, after I bought that the very first day, I was walking around all day long telling my wife, "Yeah, who's got a Hawkman number one? I got a Hawkman number one." And the super duperest, most rarest comic book you'll ever see of all time, GalaxyCon, your boy Pocan Joe, done up like the Riddler. No, an artist did this. It's super cool. Very talented. You may saw the walkthrough video. The artist that did it for me and gave it to me, and my on-the-spot reaction for it. She did a great job. I really enjoyed that. Other than that, I picked up a Funko Pop. We did this as sort of a bundle deal, and my wife was like, "Pick a pop." So I got Beachhead from G.I. Joe. He's my favorite G.I. Joe. So Beachhead. And I picked up a print. Since we were on this kind of G.I. Joe theme, and I was so excited about that G.I. Joe number one, I just kind of, that's right, vote Cobra. And they had some stickers too. Don't blame me, I voted for Cobra. I got 2 of these as well. So yeah, overall, not a whole lot of dealers there, but we're starting to see that happen a lot at Comic Cons. But everybody was really nice, great people there. A lot of talented cosplayers that just, some of the stuff I mean, I'm stopping people. I'm like, "Oh, how does this work?" I'm like, ah. The United States Army Reserve recruiters were there, and they brought in an MRAP, and I was like, "Oh man, wish I had stuff like that when I was in." Kit was there, the car, and the Back to the Future DeLorean was there as well. So all in all, I had a great time, and got to share that with my wife, who beat bop around with me, and she bought a bunch of pops, a bunch of Harry Potter pops. That's her thing. So yeah, this is a short one, guys. Yeah, good times. So, what did you see in here that you liked? Any of these grails for you? I would love to know. Let me know down in the comments down below. Also, are you planning on going to any Comic Cons this year? Definitely let me know. I'm always looking for a new Comic Con because I still got to find Silverhawks and a couple of other 80s stuff. But I think the next one I'm going to like really hunt down is Silverhawks. I loved that cartoon. That Centurions. Centurions were good too. Inspector Gadget, stuff like that. So yeah, got the big boy books out of the way. Now we can start grabbing all those smaller ones. Good stuff. All right, guys. I got nothing else. You guys take it easy. Bye.